Vanderbilt kid, who's a junior college kid, who has basically filed a lawsuit versus the NCAA. And I know we may agree or disagree. I don't know on all four of us, but I want to get all your guys' take on this. Apparently his JUCO seasons has now cost him a future year. I want to get your guys' take before I give mine, I guess.
This is an NCAA. This is another one of their myriad of issues that they have. You got to let these kids know. Like, they have all the information. The information's been presented. He's just waiting on a ruling.
I think
they just got to decide. Does he have another year of eligibility or doesn't he?
So why should he get one is my question to Gio and Noel, I guess. Or you too, Shaun. Why should he get one if you're defending that side of it?
Shit, Bo Nix played that he was 30. Michael Penix played that he was 30. And they ended up being first-round
Cam Rising's had like 9 years.
Right.
Hey, yeah.
Why pick on Diego?
Well, I don't know if it's picking on him, though. See, I'm old school. I guess JUCO mattered to us. Like, JUCO didn't like exclude you from years. JUCO is still years. Like, that's how it was. You burned your year at JUCO. You red-shirted, you gray-shirted, you set out, whatever. The COVID year gave guys years. So Jermaine Johnson left me, played 2 years for me, first-round draft pick. He played 2 years for me. He goes to Georgia and plays 2. He never redshirted for me in JUCO. That's 4 years. His eligibility is over.
It's done.
COVID gave him a 5th. So he transfers to Florida State. He's the ACC Defensive Player of the Year, gets drafted by the Jets in the first round, and COVID gave him that 1 year. JUCO mattered, though. It's counted as 2 years still. And everyone I ever known, JUCO's mattered towards your eligibility. So I'm trying to figure out why now he doesn't believe it counts towards his eligibility. The guys you mentioned, Shaun, they were already in the 4-year level. They never went JUCO, and they redshirted, they medical redshirted, which is all inside the rules. So I'm trying to figure out why this now. I get what Shaun's saying, but to me, you play JUCO, dog. I don't understand why you so that don't matter? That don't count? I just don't get it. Gio, go ahead.
No, his clock, like you said, he started his clock, and that's the rules. I mean, you have 5 to play 4, and if you never use your red shirt, right, and you play 4, other than what you were talking about with the COVID stuff, I mean, I had a couple guys take advantage of that. Only one, really. Spencer could have, but he didn't. He decided he wanted to, come out this year, and that was a good move for him. He's in a good situation where he can learn. But no, I mean, that's the rule I always told guys. If you enroll full time at this JUCO here, your clock's starting, buddy. And that's what happened, right? He played his 2 and never used his red shirt. So I don't know where the argument is.
Yeah, Noel?
So you're gonna penalize the kid because he goes to JUCO, but the reason he went to JUCO because he was a non-recruited athlete, right? So he has climbed the ladder. He has climbed the ladder.
Right? Non-qual or non
whatever, which one, either one nowadays, right?
Yeah.
So he has climbed the ladder, and so it's all about leverage, right? He goes in. My son's at New Mexico State, so he knows a little bit of the story. He was the 3rd-team quarterback. 1 gets hurt, 2 gets hurt. He goes in, and he's a little baller, right?
Beats Auburn,
He beats Auburn, so now he leverages that into Vanderbilt, goes to Vanderbilt, right? And so he's climbing the ladder as far as leverage, as far as NIL money, draft stock, all that kind of stuff, right? So do you penalize a kid when he should have another year? So does that mean we have to go back and every kid that says, wow, what if he had never played after that? Would he still be doing this?
That's what I'm saying. And I got to ask you guys all, Shaun, is he leveraging this? Does he want another year so he can transfer again and get another NIL? That's my question in the back of my head. Are we just abusing?
Well, that's kind of what the lawsuit says. It hinders his transfer portal stock ability. Yeah. So, at some point, when's enough, right? Now you got to tell every JC kid out there you could, keep suing the NCAA and get that extra year because you keep getting paid more money, right?
Yeah,
but it's in the kid problem, JV. The NCAA is a bunch of idiots.
Well, that is exactly right there. They are idiots.
They rolled this thing out without doing their due diligence on what the pitfalls were. So now all the kids are doing is taking advantage of the fact that they had this bullshit NIL transfer portal deal. They're doing what they should do. It's all the NCAA's fault.
I agree.
That's absolutely right. Right there.
I agree.
They're idiots. They let the genie. They let the genie out of the bottle and had no plan when that sumbitch got out of the bottle.
Okay,
no
Gio,
structure at all.
You and Noah are coaching these high school kids, and for the most part, in a lot of places, they're under recruited. Even though a kid is a full qualifier and allowed and able to be recruited by a 4-year, they're getting passed by because now instead of going JUCO, which used to be the portal, it's now the portal is the portal. So JUCO kids, people are looking down in JUCO like, oh, that's beneath me. I'm not going there. I'm going to enter the portal and sit there and wait for another Power 5 school. How does it affect your high school kid that doesn't get recruited now, though, because this guy sued and won and now gets another year? And I'm trying to figure out how that's affecting the kid that you're coaching at what XY high school. And I'm curious on that too, Shaun. I'm just, how does that affect your kids, Gio? And then they come into you, Gio, their mamas, and saying, well, why isn't my kid getting a scholarship? And why are they taking this kid out of the portal again? And he already played 5 years. And I just think it waters it down even more than it is now.
Yeah, it's funny. I deal with that all the time, and if a lot of my guys aren't recruited early, you know what I mean. Let's say they break out their senior year and play real well. Well, if they don't already have some people on them, it's hard for me to get them somewhere right out the gate. You know what I mean? Because, like you said, they're going to go to the portal first. Now, I've talked to plenty of coaches that are like, they're calling me, asking me about who I have on the portal, not who I have,
right,
that can graduate this year. No, I mean, that's a fact. And so it's messed up a lot of stuff. It has hurt that opportunity for, some of these kids to get that opportunity. And like you said, I do have some kids playing JUCO, a couple of guys that I say, go do. I got a kid in California playing at Mount Sac. But he went that route because he had to. And I said, if you can go play in a good league. I got another kid at Coffeyville playing. But like it's tough, man. It is tough, and you got to tell the parents the truth. And sometimes the truth is a hard pill for them to swallow. But like I said, you better be on the radar early nowadays as a young high school guy. You know what I'm saying? You better be having some people paying attention to you by the time you're a sophomore.
Hey, JB,
right?
The one unintended consequence from this transfer portal that actually benefits the colleges that have guys that can really evaluate and really recruit, but it's a no-nonsense playing field now in high school. Right before the transfer portal NIL came, high school was a bunch of BS. Man, them kids had offers from everywhere. They would string you along. They'll tell you one thing. All of that's gone now.
True.
All that's gone now. Because they saw what it's like to be out there and starve and not have nothing. So now if you can really evaluate and recruit and you do a good job with a kid, you got a better chance of getting them.
Hey, no, Gio.
I agree.
How is this affecting, though, the product when it gets to the next level? Because I see an issue, like, with the product. I think quarterback plays is worse as I've ever seen it, contrary to fucking Mina Kimes' belief. I believe that this is the worst I've ever seen it. Is there any type of correlation with these kids not being recruited out of high school, sitting out, not going JUCO? They'll sit out a year and get into a portal themselves without even going 4-year yet and playing, and then waiting on a portal kid to be pushed around and moved around, and then finally get into get a shot, even though he was a 3-star kid, a good player, but the 4-year guy said, we need a guy to come be the guy right away. We need Florida State's going to go get a transfer instead of wait around. They're going to go get DJ. And Miami's going to go get Cam Ward, who started at Incarnate Word and then goes to Wazoo. We're not getting high school, or we're not organically recruiting anymore, I guess is my point. Right. I'm trying to figure out how that's hurting. And then we got guys staying 8-9 years, to Noel's point of Cam Rising and all these guys. That has to dilute the NFL product when these rookies are going in there at 28. Hence Michael Penix Jr., who may not play for a few years. He'll be 29. And are we diluting the product? That's all I'm asking.
Coach Mazzoni, what do you got on that one?
Well, for the old days of back when Shaun was a youngster, right? We went and recruited the hell out of a young freshman. He brought in, probably sent him down to the scout team. He went down there and got his ass beat and got knocked around and kind of developed some toughness. And he kind of found out this guy could be a guy. Then he comes in and maybe his redshirt freshman year, maybe he's in a backup role. He's starting to get some reps with the varsity. You're starting to train him. You're spending time with him. He's doing film study. He's learning the game. And then maybe by the time he's a redshirt sophomore, hey, he's your guy. All right. And then you just start the process all over again. Then you go get another one. Well, that doesn't happen because nowadays I see it as, and I'm not in that world anymore that Shaun is, but I see it. If my guy's pretty good as he could be I promise you, he could be a backup for Shaun, right? And hardly ever played. And the kid could still go in the portal and go get another job someplace else. And so all that time Shaun spent with him is like, well, now I got to go get one, right? Because he just left. I can't go through this process again to try to train a guy. I got to get a guy that's a little bit older, been in some battles, whatever. And so it just keeps eating itself.